and show you today one of the projects that's actually in my book, and it's called Dewdrop Spiral. The Dewdrop Spiral is a simple spiral rope. I have a whole section in the book on various variations of a simple spiral rope. This one is kind of my favorite though, because it's a combination of spiral rope and peyote stitch. One of the reasons I decided to demonstrate it here on video is because the way you hold it can really make a difference in how easy it is to do. So I figured that was a good reason to bring it on the show for a video. Let's take a closer look at what I'm talking about here. So this is the Dewdrop Spiral. You can see that it has these brightly colored shiny beads and on top, and they kind of look like they're almost glowing by comparison to the beads underneath, which I purposely chose as a matte, darker bead. And so it just, these shiny beads just look like they pop right off of the spiral rope, which is really, really cool. So let me show you how this is done. It's going to seem really familiar to you guys who have already done a simple spiral rope for the first step, and then it gets a little different. I happen to have this drop bead right here, which I'm going to use as a stopper bead. So I'm just putting it on my thread and passing through that hole again, leaving myself a tail to weave in later. And we're going to start out by picking 5 of the size 8 seed beads here. So that'll be our spine beads. And then we're going to pick up 8 of the matte color. So that's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then, just like any spiral rope that you would do, you're going to pass through those spine beads from the bottom up through the top again. So there we go. It creates that loop. Let me get Mr. Tail out of the way here. Come on, baby. You don't get to play. There we go. Okay, so there's our first loop, but we're not done with that loop, because what we're going to do now is we're going to peyote that loop. It is way easier to flip this so that your working thread is now coming out of the bottom, and now we can peyote up this loop so that it's on the right side and you're going in the right direction. It just makes it so much easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass through the first of that base bead in the loop, and then we're going to pick up one of our top bead. What I did here is, this is not a shiny bead. I love the way the shiny beads look, but I went for a very highly contrasting color bead so that it would really show up when we work this. So I'm skipping a bead for this new one to sit on top of, and then I'm passing through the next bead. So this will just be like doing a first row of peyote stitch. Picking up a new one, skipping one, passing through the next one, picking up one, skipping one, passing through the next one. So there we go. We just added 3 of those little spine beads there. And then here I'm just going to pass through that last bead by itself. Then we can flip it again, come back up that spine so that we're now coming out the top of the spine again. Okay? So there we go. There is our first loop done. Now the way, of course, we grow any simple spiral is by adding a spine bead for our next loop, and then another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As I'm doing this, I'm wondering if my instructions actually tell you to do it, pick up 9 in that loop. So you might have to go by the book. 8 is working perfectly. I think if you picked up 9, you would end up with 4 beads popping out here instead of just the 3. So I think I'm actually picking up the wrong number, just FYI. So you're going to go through the top 5 of the spine beads, including that brand new one that you just put on. There's your new loop. We're going to flip it so that your working thread is coming out the bottom. Pass through that first bead. Pick up one, skip one, pass through the next one. You're just peyoteing up. There's the second bead, and There's the third bead. This is going to have us, I'm going to go through those last two together, like so. We can flip it again. We can pass through those top 5 spine beads again. So this does add an extra pass of your thread through the spine beads, if you're paying attention. All right, like so. Let me get the tail out of the way. And there's 2 of our loops. So you can see how that's really going to pop, that color is going to really pop out there really gorgeously. So that's what you're doing when you're doing the dewdrop spiral, is just that one extra step. Everything else is going to be just the same as a regular simple spiral. If you need more information about a regular simple spiral, I do have a video for that, and I will pop a link up for that. So if you want to kind of get a more in-depth view of the simple spiral, and then this is the variation on how to jazz it up a little bit, then I've got both those videos available for you. So I hope this helps you out, and I hope you enjoy it, because it's a really cool, interesting variation on a technique that we already love. Happy beading!